Hi everybody, I'm Candie Cooper here for Sakura of America, and in this video I'm going to show you a fun project that I made with my art camp last year. It uses a spin art machine, Sakura's Gelly Roll pens, some of their koi watercolors, and pen touch pens. It's a lot of fun. Let's get spinning. Okay, to get started you're going to want to pre-cut some papers. You can use printed, watercolor, craft paper, whatever you like. I'm going to go with the craft paper. So I've got my paper locked in, I'm going to put the guard up, and I'm ready to spin some paint. So I'm just going to use some runnier acrylic paint and drop it on the paper. And when you're doing this with kids, you've got to tell them to just barely squeeze the paint tube. And you might have some craft fails. It's okay, that's part of the fun. Okay. I've got my 3 colors on there. That's pretty good to get going. Now we're going to turn off the machine and we'll see what we got. So now we're going to embellish this with Sakura's Gelly Roll pens. So the way I like to start these is to pick out my Gelly Roll pens that match the paper, and then I start kind of outlining and looking at my shapes. Then, once I get it all outlined, I start filling in the sections with pattern. To add some sparkle to your piece, try the Gelly Roll Stardust pens. For this piece, I used the Gelly Roll Moonlights. These look awesome on dark and light surfaces, so they work well with this paint project. They also work on matte and glossy papers, so no problem if your paint is a little bit glossy. This is a piece that one of my art camp students did, and she is a Zentangle lover, so she really went to town on this, and I love what she did. She used the Gelly Roll Classics. The Gelly Roll Classics are awesome because they don't smear or feather once they're dry. And then she highlighted it with the Gelly Roll Metallics, which we know work great on the light and dark papers. I want to give you a couple more fun ideas. I mentioned watercolor paper. Check out this piece where I watercolored the surface first and then did the spin art on top. This is kind of what I started with, and I used the koi watercolor set with the brush pen. And the cool thing about this is it's filled with water, so I can squeeze it a little bit. That adds water to the end of my brush, and then I can pick up my paint. So you can paint your own surface and then just squeeze a little bit to add water and blend out your colors. This last idea uses the koi watercolor brush pens. So I've loaded the machine with watercolor paper this time. And all I'm going to do is touch the surface with the koi coloring brush pen. This is awesome. And then you can just make little circles radiating from the center. And it's kind of cool to watch what happens here. Now, I'm going to add some pink, and you can drag your pen out a little bit to get thicker lines. Because these are watercolor pens, they're actually blendable, so you can kind of go over areas too. And now I'm going to use a sponge to drop a little bit of water onto my surface. And what happens then is the paint starts to blend with itself because it's water-based. So for this technique, you could leave it alone or add a little bit to it, like I am with the Sakura Pen Touch pens. So the thing I found about these is that kids of all ages love making them. And then when you combine them with Sakura's Gelly Roll pens, it brings them up to a whole new artistic level. I'm Candie Cooper for Sakura. I'll see you next time.